Hello everyone, welcome back to the day 17 of Advent of Cyber 2024 of TryHackMe. Continuing our series of the Advent of Cyber, we have reached the day 17. It's about log analysis. But the fun thing of today is that we are dealing with CCTV log analysis. That's fun. So let's dive in without any further ado. So going to the story, let's scroll down a little bit. And they've given us a poem, small poem to read through. Let's finish it fast and get into the background story of today. An attacker now, it seems, on the town CCTV. There's a problem with the logs, but what could it be? An idea put forward of a log format switch. Not as expected, the idea of the glitch. Okay, for that, let's understand the background story of where this entirely comes from. Mata Mayware is going crazy. Someone has disconnected the main server from the Werewolf network and nobody knows who it is. As soon as she realized it, she contacted Werewolf's top physical security company, WareSec and Aware, to let her view the data center CCTV streams. They forbade it entirely. For privacy reasons, only the camera owner can view the recordings. Not even the WareSec and Aware employees themselves are allowed to do so. Still, they said there was no recording of anybody entering the data center yesterday. How could that be? Wonder Matame, desperate for answers. The first suspicion was the owner of the camera must have deleted the recordings from their managing web page. But the data center's camera owner surely can't be the proprietor. It is no other than the Byte, Glitz's dog. Glitz insisted with Marta to leave the ownership of the camera to the Byte precisely to avoid these kinds of happenings. Byte, the ultimate good boy, combines loyalty with sharp instincts to keep any place safe. Marta May calls Glitch and Mix Kitty right away, explaining the situation in between the sobs. Glitch's eye darken. Someone is trying to frame Byte, and he will not let anybody vex his beautiful dog. Mix Kitty is perplexed. Why are the people at WareSec and Aware supposing that Byte had deleted the recordings? Shouldn't they have some logs to prove any such accusation? Matame has the answer. They do have some log files they back up every 6 hours, give or take. But they can't search it, they can't search through it, or rather they tried, but when they go and search for some keywords like the data center's camera IDs or the action delete, this is what they get. So they are looking for the log and looking for the camera ID. So what we can see is the time and some bytes. Okay, some information regarding what files are stored. I don't see anything in much. Even I can't understand. Unreadable. Okay, it was unreadable. Fine. Mixed Kitty shakes her head. They must immediately send the log files to the SOC team. Armed with a SEM, no log is unsearchable. Okay, so what are the learning objectives of today? So we'll be learning about how to extract custom fields in Splunk. So we'll be using Splunk today. Then learn to create our paths from the custom logs, filter and narrow down search results using search processing language, and how to investigate in Splunk. Okay, for that we need to start today's VM. So let's click on start machine. That'll take some time to boot up. So is there a direct link to the is there a direct link available? Yes. Okay, so we have clicked on start. It might take some time. So yeah, the IP address is going to show up here. Okay, so investigation time. Now let's put a cap of the investigator. It's time to fire up Splunk, where the data has been instigated for us to investigate the incident. Once the lab is connected, open up the link in the browser and click the search and report on the left. Okay, then click on the next page, type index with a percentage in the search bar to show all instigated logs. Note that we will need to collect all time as the time frame from the drop down box in the right search bar. Okay, so we need to select all time there, and then after running the query we will be presented with two separate data sets pre-instigated to Splunk. We can verify this by clicking on the source type field in the field list on the top left page. Okay, so over here, source type. Okay, the two databases are as follows. Web logs, the file contains events related to the web connections to and from the CCTV browser, and CCTV logs is another one. The file contains information about the CCTV application access logs. Okay. So let's explore the logs and investigate the attack on our CCTV servers to identify the culprit who got unauthorized access to the server and deleted the CCTV streams. Okay, so let's replicate these actions here. I guess by this time we would have got the IP address and the link. So let's open that in the new tab. And then let's bring this window down and then make it into a half screen so that we can have a parallel view with our description of TryHackMe. Okay, so yeah, let's give some time for it to load. I hope it's loading enough. Okay, so till then let's continue reading because I don't want to waste anyone's time here. Examining the CCTV logs. Let's start our investigation by examining the CCTV logs. To do so, we can either click on the corresponding value of the source type field or type the following query in the search bar. Index percentage, sorry, not the percentage, asterisk and source type is equal to CCTV logs. So we are trying to narrow down our search result to the CCTV logs. Okay, understanding the problem. After examining, oh wow, Splunk. I've used Splunk once long before, not my everyday work. So, but yeah, it's good. I like the ability of it to search and the interfaces what it has and what it provides. Okay, so let's continue reading. Understanding the problem. After examining the logs, we can figure out the following main issues. Logs are not parsed properly by Splunk. Splunk does not consider the actual timeline of the event. Instead, it only uses the ingestion time. Okay, so the time when it was added to the log. So fixing the problem before analyzing and investigating the logs, we must extract the relevant fields from them and adjust the timestamp. The provided logs were generated from a custom log source, so Splunk could not parse the fields properly. Okay, so in my right side, okay, let's make that into full screen. So you can see here we are in the Splunk Enterprise. So let's follow their instruction. Okay, not play around much. So let's click on the search and reporting option there. Okay, so here we need to put in our filters. So index equals to asterisk, which would mean we want everything there. And then we need to select all time as our data, then click on search. So I guess that will go through the file which is all saved, and then we need to select on the source type. Okay, so yeah, they show that we have two types of source types here. One is the web logs and other is the CCTV logs. Here we can see the percentage of logs which is comparing to both. Out of the 100% log, what are the logs percentage weight? So 7,000 and 3,000 logs are there. Okay, so in today's challenge, we need to go to which log to be specific? The CCTV logs. Okay, so let's add that filter also. So source and then equals to, that's what is the command, right? Source type. Okay, so type is equal to CCTV and underscore logs. Yes, now press enter. Yeah, I guess these are all just the source type related to the CCTV logs only. So now it loaded. Okay, fine. So this is the CCTV log. Fine. So the problem that we have is that it does not fix or does not show the timeline according to how it actually happened, but it's going to have its own method of showcasing the time it sends. Okay, so fixing the problem. So extract the new field. So click on the extract new field option located below and fields list on the top left of the page. Okay. So first we need to select the extra new fields. Okay. And then what to do? Okay, let's click on this. That's loading. So select sample event. We will be presented with the event logs that must be passed properly. Though we can select any long, but in order to follow the steps mentioned below and avoid confusion, let's select every first sample event and click on the green next button on the top of the page. Okay, so that's what we should do. Select all these logs. So ranges from 90 days and CCTV. Okay, so selecting the samples. So they've told us to select the top 4. So let's do that. Oh no, let's just select the first sample and click on next. Then select method. What is the option for this? So there are two options for extracting the fields, using regular expression and using delimiters. So in this exercise, we will extract fields using regular expression. Select this option and click on the green next button on the top of the page. Okay, let's click on regular expression and then click on next. Then comes the select field. Now the select field in the logs that we want to extract. So we simply need to highlight them in the sample log. Splunk will auto generate the regex or the regular expression to extract the field. Okay, so we need to select the time and then say timestamp. Okay. And it says logout, so event. Okay. Then 5 is user ID. Okay. Username, fine. Okay, so let's do that. So let's select the time, okay, including the date. So click on that. Now enter field name as time. Okay, then click on add extraction. Then should give us the log as well as the access to edit the one more. Okay, let's give it some time. Okay, it is doing something. Then comes the logout. Let's put it as event. Then the user ID. Then the byte. So let's put it as the username. It says some error. The extraction failed. If you're extracting multiple fields, try removing one or more fields. Start with the extraction that are embedded within the longer text range. Okay, so remove field. So let's put as username. Now let's select this as the session. Okay, so once that's done, we can go to the next page, I guess. So we are assigning appropriate names to each of the fields to extract field based on the table below. Okay, so that's what we are doing. It says session ID. I mean, I don't care. Let that be there. Next, we'll need to select the validate. Okay. So as evident from the preview section, by selecting the field, Splunk creates a regular expression to extract the field from all the events. All the extracted fields will be displayed in the preview tab as shown below. Yes, we had it, so we can go back and see. This is how it's going to look. Fine, so let's click on next. And it is important to note that some of the logs may have a different format and they may not be parsed using the uh, parser we created above. We may have to re-extract the fields from those events. We will get back to fix this issue later. We can click on the extracted fields to check the extracted values. When we are satisfied with the extracted values, we can click on the green next button at the top. Next, validate. In the next step, we will see a green tick mark next to the sample logs to indicate that the correct extraction of the fields, or the red cross sign to a single and incorrect pattern as shown below. So we can see that in the validate part, right? So these things, the ones with crossed X and the ones which are proper. Okay, so now let's click on next because we need to go. We need to save it now. After validating the extracted fields are correct, the next step is saving and analyzing the logs. Okay, so now let's click on finish. Oh, that was nice. It was about the saving and making the logs fine. So next we need to, this tab shows us the regular expression created, field extracted, and the sample event that contains the field we wanted to extract. Let's save this session by clicking on the green finish button on the top of the page and move to the search tab to search the logs. To do so, click on the explore the fields I just created in the search link to the next page. Okay, so let's click on that. And then we can verify that we successfully extracted the custom fields from the logs by clicking on any of our custom fields in the line, okay, in the list on the left of the page. For example, if we click on the username field, we will be presented with the different values that have been extracted from the logs of the field. Okay, so that is here, the username part. Okay, no results yet. Why is that? So we need to do something. Oh yeah, we need to select the time to all time and then search. Okay, so here we do get the view. Now let's click on the username. So we have set that as, what have we set that as? Yeah, the username. Okay, so here we see Byte, Software Glitch, Mata, M malware, which is Maya malware, freeware, and hardware. So these are the views and accounts that they have used and accessed these application here. Okay, it's also appear that some fields have not been passed exactly as we expected. Yeah, the session ID. Okay, so they're just showing that. Where is our session ID that we created? Yeah, session. Okay, I guess the numbers is what they're talking about. Okay. Fine. Improving the field extraction as previously. How big is this? Okay, still more to go. Improving the field extraction as previously mentioned, some of the logs are a bit different from the ones we used as a baseline for the field extraction. Some of the log formats that are pass could not pick up are mentioned below. So sample logs, yeah, login successful, 3 Marta, okay. Then the session IDs, then sample log, the time login failed glitch. Okay, so that there are a few parameters which have been failed, which were not being considered or being put under our passing format. So how do we get that? I don't know. Let's see. It's important to note that we can there can be various ways to achieve our goal of fixing the parsers. We will try off the method. We will try off the methods as covered in the step below. So removing the field extraction. So let's go to settings, fields as shown below. Okay, let's go to settings and then fields. So field extractions, click on the field extraction tab. It will display the fields extracted. Okay, let it load. Then delete the regex pattern. So this tab will display all the patterns or fields extracted so far in Splunk. So we can look for the CCTV related patterns in the list or simply search CCTV in the search bar and it will display our recently created pattern. Once the right pattern is selected, click on the delete button as shown below. Okay, so this has given us the page. So field extraction. And then here we need to search for CCTV. Let's wait for it to show us some result. Yeah, we have two logs. Both the logs are there. So what I miss here? Okay. So related to the CCTV or simply search in the bar, we have two log files of CCTV. The one which we created should be deleted. Okay. So let's click on delete and then click on OK. So why are we deleting the previously created pattern? Well, this regex picks fields from some logs and leaves behind other logs, which may be vital for our investigation. Our goal is to create one generic regular expression that works on almost all events. Yeah, that is important. So open field extractor. So now next click on the open field extractor button and it will take us to the same tab where we can extract the fields again. Okay, so let's wait for it to load and click on open field extractor. Yeah, here select the sample events. So we have got the same page but with different types here. So this time after selecting the right source type as CCTV logs and time ranges as all time, click on I prefer to write the regular expression myself. Okay, so let's do that. So source type is going to be the source itself, I guess, the source type, and all these will be the same. No, the source type is going to be CCTV. So is it CCTV logs? Yes, CCTV logs. Then time ranges for all time. Okay, then we need to select this option. So let's do that. Now for the regular expression, what should we do? The next tab, enter the regex this and select preview. Okay, let's analyze it after putting it here. So it has timestamp, then it has some spaces and all those things. Then it has event, login. Okay, it has selected the login field for it. Then user ID, some number, then username, again some card, text or data in there, and then the session ID. Okay, so then click on preview, and that has selected all of them. There is nothing which is left out. Good. So now in this regex, we will fix the field passing patterns and extract all the field needed from the logs. Hit save on the page next and click on finish. Okay. So save and then click on finish. Okay, that's good. So investigating the CCTV footage log. Now that we have sanitized and properly passed the logs, it's time to examine them and find the culprit. Summary of the CCTV feed. After examining the CCTV feed logs, we can create a mental picture of the information that these logs provide us. A brief summary of these log is the logs contains the successful and the failed login attempts from various users. They contained a few failed login attempts which look suspicious. They contain information about the CCTV footage being watched and downloaded. Okay, event count by each user. So let's use the following search query to see the count of events by each user. So we need to put in this index search parameter. So let's click on this option first. Then let that load for us. Yeah, now let's put in this as our new search term and then select it for all time. Then click on search. Yeah. So that has searched us by the list of order of the users who have accessed it. So we see byte, firmware, glitch, hardware, MATA, M malware, and software as the users. They've also given us a pie chart for visualization. That's nice. Why didn't that load? Okay, let it load. So that's taking some time. Okay, so this is the bar chart. So we have even the pie chart. It's used for whenever you want to submit a report, you can just give them the pie chart, so the managers will understand what exactly they're dealing with. They're good at pie charts. So summary of the count. We can create a summary of the event count to see what activities were captured in the logs using the following query. Okay, so let's copy this syntax or the query, then paste it in here, then search. Are we again going with the pie chart? Yes. So examining the rare events using the following search query, let's look at the events that within fewer occurrence in the event field to see if we can find something interesting. Okay, so yeah. So we see watch camera, log out, log in, and then login failures, downloading recordings, and then delete recordings. It's a very small percentage of it. Okay, so that's why it's a very rare thing to see. So let's copy this and then put it in our search bar and then search for it. Yeah, deleting the recordings was very short, like very small. You can see it from the bar graph, right? So it has happened how many times? Count two times, yeah. Okay, I can barely see it, but yeah, I can see it being twice. It looks like we have few attempts to delete the recordings and a few failed login attempts. This means that we have a clue. Let's now examine the failed login attempts. Okay, let's do that. Let's copy this and put this query in. Okay, now paste that in. Go with the statistics or yeah. So here we can see that byte has been tried so many times here. Then even for Mata, even for glitch, not for Mixkitty though. Yeah. So it looks like a brute force attack which is done against all these three users. Try to access their login credentials. Try to get their passwords. Okay. We found some failed login attempts against four users, but one thing remains constant: the session ID. Yeah, that looks constant because if you access trying to do a brute force against the same user, so then you'll have the same session ID. So it's like you'll understand from where this request is coming from. Narrowing down our investigation, let's narrow down our result to see what other events associated with the session ID. They have blocked the session ID, which also means there might be some question related to it. So, what session ID associated with the attacker who deleted the recordings? Okay, we have not got it, but we can see the session ID here. So we'll copy that and put it in here. Oh yeah, that was correct. So, what all events from the CCTV logs? How many logs were captured associated with a successful login? Okay, let's not get into that right now. Let's continue reading this. So, yeah, let's narrow down our results to see what other events associated with the same session ID. So now let's copy this here, then paste it in here. But before I just copied the same thing. Okay, paste it in here. Before that, let's also copy the session ID and then replace it with the asterisk and then click on search. Okay, so that should show us some information related to the event. So it says log out. Did the search come through? Yeah, so we see log out, web camera, then delete recordings, web camera, download recordings. then watching all those things. So we see that deleting recording is happening here. Okay, that's good. That's we are getting some idea. So let's see how many events related to the deletion of the CCTV footage were captured. Okay, let's copy this query and then paste it in here, and then click on search. So we see two times the recordings were deleted, and we have the log of these two things. Okay, that's good. Good, we have some comprehensive information about the attacker and his notorious activities, correlating with the web logs. Let's use the information extracted from the earlier investigation and correlate it with the web logs. Okay, so what are we doing here? Index web logs and then the same, what do I say, the query or the session ID. So let's copy this. Now, instead of CCTV feeds, let's put it to the web logs. Yes. We just need this one. So let's remove the client IP. Okay, so web logs here we can see so many information, so many log list files here. That's what they've told. So suspicious IP address. During the examination, it is observed that only the IP address this is associated with the suspicious session ID. Okay, yeah, we can see it here. The 10.10.122.4 is the IP address. Yeah, 47, that is the IP address which is trying to access it, I guess. Okay, that's our, it says 47 there. Then this is a different IP address. Where is it? Oh, it's here, it's here. Okay, this IP address, fine. So this IP address is trying to access that URL which is containing the information related to the camera. Okay, I understood. Okay, so this is the event ID, that is the IP address which is trying to connect to this. Identify the footprint associated with the session ID. So let's do that. Is it not the same thing that we searched? Okay, I don't know what does that mean. Okay, it's here. So client IP and then go for that. Okay, so the client IP and then the single IP address which is here. Now let's narrow down the search to show the results associated with the IP address found earlier. This is also important to note that in this case the details about the session IDs are found in the field status. Okay, so let's see that status, and then yes, we see one, just one here. Fine. It should have been four. Okay, I don't know. Where is it? Is it status itself? Yes, it says four, but I have just one here. Uh, it looks like the two most session IDs were associated with the IP address from the earlier, but we don't see that. Is it because of my search query? Is it because I have the IP address put in there? Or could be because of that itself. Because I did not wanted that to be there. So let's remove that and then put in the asterisk again. And now look for the sources. Status is one. Is it status of source? Okay, but I don't see it here. That's strange. I don't know. Source is one, but the status. This is also just one. Okay. That's quite strange. Let's nothing. Let's continue. It looks like the two most sessions, the IDs were associated with the IP address found earlier. Let's create a search to observe what kind of activities were captured associated with the IP address and the session ID. Okay, so let's copy this and then directly paste that in here. And then, yeah, paste it and search. So let that search. It has got us an output. Looking closely, we can see logout events with the session ID was changed. We can correlate the session ID in the CCTV feed logs and see if we can find any evidence. Okay, so this is the status of them. And then it's logout being here. It's being logged out. Okay, fine. So let's go back to the CCTV feed and use the session ID associated with the IP address as shown below. Let's do that. Let's copy this command or the query and then put it in here. Great, we are able to locate the username associated with the attack. Okay, who is it? Oh, Mayor Malware. I knew that it's you itself from the beginning. That's good. Huh. Great way to we are able to locate the username associated with the attack. Now that we have identified the user, let's summarize our investigation. From the output, it seems the following was the timeline of the attack. So attacker brute forced the attempts on various accounts. There was successful login after failed attempts. Attacker watched some of the camera streams. Multiple camera streams were downloaded, followed by the detection of the CCTV footage. The web logs had an IP address associated with the attacker's session ID. We found two other session IDs associated with the IP address. We correlated back to the CCTV feeds logs to find the trace of any evidence revolving around those session IDs and found the name of the attacker. Wow, that's good. Okay, so what is the name of the attacker found in the logs who deleted the CCTV footage? That's our favorite M malware. And submit, yeah. Extract the events from the CCTV feed logs. How many logs were captured associated with the successful login? I did not see that, so let's do is to put this here. CCTV feed. It is about okay. We need to extract everything from this, and then session ID. Not session ID. We need event at least. Events, and it says login successful is 642. So 642 and then submit. Oh, yeah, that completed it. So check out the Splunk data manipulation room to learn more about parsing and manipulating data in Splunk. Okay. Good thing we had a backup of the CCTV application from yesterday. We got it running again in no time. That's good. That's always important to have a backup. So that is it. We have officially finished the day 17 of Advent of Cyber. It was fun analyzing CCTV logs. You got a pretty good understanding about how Splunk works, the filters that you can add in, and the scale of Splunk tool, which is used in the industry for analyzing logs and making a list of log analysis events. So that is it for today's video. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, hit on that like button. And if you're new to this channel, hit on that subscribe button. And to stay tuned into my channel, you can hit on that notification bell, which will remind you whenever I upload a new video. So that is it for this video. Hope you did enjoy the video. And if you did, hit on that like button. Until then, for the next video to come up, stay happy, stay smiling. Bye-bye.